Inside the Triangle, the Decker Truckline Podcast.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Inside the Triangle. I am your host, Darren Ladley, and today I have a guest. It is the lovely Jesse Butler. Now, Jesse is kind of the, I guess, would you be the face of Facebook for Decker Truckline and maybe some Instagram stuff?
I want to say social media recruiter.
Social media recruiter, okay.
I don't know. That's where I'm going with that one. I'm not sure what you would call it.
Well, I know every Monday afternoon at 4 o'clock Central Time, she does a live stream on Facebook and talks to the drivers and talks about different things going on at the company. I know we just finished the calendar event, I believe, wasn't it?
We did, yeah, just a few moments ago.
Okay.
On our YouTube.
And we had 12 great pictures show up, I assume?
I had a slew of pictures coming up because we had some beautiful entries that weren't quite the size they needed to be in order to be approved by the printer. Actually, we had a lot of those. We had to share all the pictures, not just the 12, but we definitely announced the 12 winners, the preliminary winners.
Good. Now, Jesse has been with us for, when did you start with us, Jesse?
The end of June of 2010, with a stint to have a kid.
Children. Yeah, they get in the way of everything, don't they? So, and you have what, 2 children, I believe, right?
I have 2 munchkins. Yep. I have a 9-year-old. She turned 9 yesterday, and an 11-year-old.
Wow.
Boy.
Happy birthday. So you originally, when you started, you came with the group out in Missoula, and you were out of Missoula, I believe, is where you lived. And then now you moved quite a ways away from Missoula, but you're still in that great, what do they call that, big sky country of Montana, correct?
Big sky. Dang right. So I get a lot of sky. I'm in central Montana now. So kind of pretty much the Great Falls area.
So how did you get into the trucking industry, recruiting in general?
Through a friend who was working for another company, and I was making my transition to Missoula, which I think everybody in Montana wants to live because it's so beautiful. And so I was moving back to Missoula where my extended family was, and I needed a job. And she had heard about my work that I had been doing for another company. It was totally outside of the trucking industry, but more marketing and communication wise. And she felt that I'd be a good fit for that position that they had available. And I got to dive into it. So whole new world to me. That's how my eyes were wide open. I had very naive coming in, I should say. Didn't know a lot about it. That was in 2006 when I started.
So what do you think the biggest thing you've realized or learned not coming from the trucking industry? What did you learn the most since you've been in recruiting?
Expectations of what these drivers that you see on the road all the time are what they're expected to do through DOT standards and just in general, what the general public thinks they do versus what they really are responsible for. And how I don't care who you are, you need truck drivers for some, whether it's getting equipment to you, getting you supplies, or getting your supplies out. I don't care who you are. You need to be thankful for a truck driver.
I agree wholeheartedly. So what kind of, living out in Montana, are you an outdoors person? Are you hunting, fishing? I know you like to work out. We've actually gone to the gym here at least once. I've tried to convince you every time you come here, but you always seem to have an excuse. But
I do work out in the mornings though when I come. So just by myself.
Yes, you do. But we've had that one. But are you an outdoorsman person? Do you have your family outdoors a lot?
I love to be outdoors. I do so much of my work is computer work that I always I'm indoors quite a bit, but I love being outdoors unless it's cold, and then I'm a fair weather person. I don't ski, which I know that's a sin for a lot of those people in Montana. I do like to fish, but we don't do much of that. I love to hunt. I love being out, going for the hikes, looking for whatever I can find that's going to fill my freezer. But sports-wise, I would say basketball is probably my favorite thing to do.
So today we wanted to talk about a few different things. One of the main things we wanted to talk about was the referral bonus. So drivers are always looking for ways to make more money. We have the scorecard bonus, we have the regular pay, we have different bonus structures out there. So one of the biggest ones and the quickest way to make some extra money and some really good money is the referral program. So Jesse, go ahead, talk about the referral program.
Really, our referral program, in my opinion, is super, or can be super lucrative. You get the actual money, the monetary amount that you can earn per referral. You have all of the additional incentives. And then, of course, you've got the grand prize and the quarterly prizes as well. So money-wise, just the initial referral, you've got $1,500 for the first 3 people you refer. Now, it does pay out in like increments. So you have $250 for the first dispatch on that referred driver. So that's going to the referrer. There you go. And then you have the $250 after they've been here for 30 days, and then $500 at both 60 and 90 days. So it pays out within 90 days. So it's not like you're waiting for them to be here a full year. It's still a good chunk, and it doesn't, and then you don't have to see those big divots into it come tax time or when you're getting your taxes taken out. But yeah, $1,500 for the first 3 drivers, $2,000 for the 4th and 5th driver you refer. So of course the increments are going to be a little bit different. At the end, you're looking at $750 and I think $750 and $1,000. I think is how it pays out on the end, and then $2,500 on 6 or more drivers referred. So those are really very lucrative.
Yeah. Last year we had one guy. I think he had 6 recruits last year.
Jesse had 5. Yeah, Jesus Torres won our 2019 grand prize, and he had 5. But the thing that blows my mind is that all 5 of his were in the last quarter. So if someone is trying to make a little bit of extra money for Christmas, seriously, this is the way to go. Of course, our qualifications are going to be more strict than a lot of companies because we hold our drivers and our employees to higher standards, I think, than others. But yeah, all in the last quarter. So he made over $11,000 just in the last 4 months.
That's a Christmas bonus. Yeah. Holy
That's
crap.
just on the referral bonus, though. I'm not counting the normal driving.
Awesome.
And all those bonuses.
So, and I know every once in a while we'll throw another little deal in there. I think, didn't we have a drawing last year also where whoever each month or quarter, I think we were drawing a name and they would get a prize or something like that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we've got the quarterly drawing. So we have, I'm trying to think of the dates. I think it was April 1st, July 1st, September, and then the 31st of December will be our final one for this year. And they get either their choice of a tablet or laptop or the $750 cash, which is the equivalent to that. But that's for the quarterly prize. Beyond that, we also have the normal incentive, but the basic incentive, which is the referral T-shirt. You can't buy that one in the store. You have to earn that. So you get to wear that one with pride. Sirius Radio, if you refer 2 or more drivers within the year, so you get that for 12 months. Now, all of our amenities in our truck, I mean, you know this, but all of our amenities in our truck are provided to you by Decker. That's the only one that it is provided by Decker, but then you have the subscription is your responsibility. It's been part of our incentive for our referral bonus for a while, and so I think that's probably why we keep it that way. Yeah. But in addition to that, go ahead.
Well, the XM is, and it's not hard to get. It's easy to hook up to just that truck. So not only for this, guys, if you do want to get it hooked up and you ever want to know how and you're having problems, give me a call on that also. But I do think that's quite the incentive for the referral bonus is getting that XM for a year too. Yeah,
it's nice. It's nice. I love the comedy as well as the country and Christian is the ones that I always listen to, but those are fantastic. And then we've got, you go up a level. If you refer 4 or 5 drivers, not only does your pay go up, but then you also have this member jacket, this elite referral member jacket that's pretty fancy. You have to have 5 referrals for that one. And then the business cards, I think I mentioned that you have to have 3 hires for the business cards, but once you get 3 hires, those little business cards, you can hand those out at the truck stop. If someone's, just passing by and interested, you hand that sucker to them. And our job as recruiters is to help you with that referral and to do the work so that you can continue doing what you do best and getting the job done on the road. I mean, you've got the miles that you're putting in and everything. And our job is to take care of all those questions. And of course, they've got you to come back to if they want the driver's perspective, which a lot of people do. That's what's nice about the referrals.
Well, and with TransFlow now too, it's so easy because I see them come in all the time. You have it right on your phone. So even if they're interested that fast, I mean, you can do the referral right there on the phone instantaneously.
Comes directly to the recruiting department. So all of us have access to that. So we know, depending on if your referral calls in wondering about the position and maybe, wanting to check up on it, they can get a hold of any of the recruiters and they'll be able to have that information that it was you who referred that driver. And so, it doesn't get lost in the shuffle and you'll be sure to get paid for that $1,500 or more based off of that referral.
And because it's very important, because we need to make sure that the recruiters know who's referred in by, because we want to make sure everybody gets credit for the person that they talk to, because it's very important for both the recruiter and our driver. Yeah,
absolutely. And, having the moment to talk to our drivers for a new driver coming into Decker, having that opportunity to talk to them ahead of time really gives them a good understanding of the company that they're coming into and what to expect, knowing that they've got the support behind the scenes and that they're not just going to be left to figure it out on their own. I know the other companies as well, they might have safety and night ops and, the driver managers and fleet managers out there, but they don't have our support system, which I think is night and day over a lot out there.
I agree totally. The other thing that I love about the driver referral program is the trailers were all set up. Do we still do that? Do we still offer, on the trucks of anything on the side of the truck for decals or anything?
On the back, we have the Drive Decker, and I think on the lower right hand, now that I don't have a trailer right in front of me, but I'll have to eyeball one here. I think on the back corner of the trailers that it says drivedecker.com and then the 800 number. So I think it's all there in case you aren't being referred by another driver, but it's always nice to track down that driver and talk to them.
Yes, it is. So the other thing I wanted to get into today was we just started actually this week. We are now offering a 1,000 minimum guarantee to all van drivers and flatbed drivers. So pretty much company wide, we're doing, we guarantee that you will gross at least $1,000 a week every week, as long as you maintain certain criteria. Can you tell us a little bit about what you know on that program, Jesse?
Yeah, I think it's pretty awesome just because, you can budget. Being out on the road, you can actually budget, because I know that was one of the most difficult things coming into the industry and learning that drivers are paid per mile for the most part. And what if they didn't get the miles that week? What if weather got in the way or their truck broke down or whatever the case could be? How do they pay those bills? Well, putting you guys' heads together and management and everything figured out that we can offer this minimum pay. And they're pretty basic requirements. So the $1,000 is gross pay. That's the gross pay that is available and it's guaranteed. Of course, you need to meet the basic qualifications, which are being available for dispatch, no load refusals, and no preventable service failures. So the loads need to be 100% on time. Again, that's driver-related service failures. So if it's something out of your hand or out of your control, then obviously it's not counted against you. You need to be available to work at least 5 days out of the week. And one of the biggest ones that I can stress is get your paperwork in. That is the easiest thing. We've got the TransFlow app on your phone available. We've got the GeoTab TransFlow unit in the trucks. In some of the trucks, it will be in all of them as soon as we can get it in there. And we've got the onboard scanners in the truck. So you've got easy access to get the paperwork in. It's just the push to get it done as soon as you're done with the load. And those are the basic requirements, just being no CSA points, no accidents for that week. And it's a week-by-week basis. So you might have it one week, but not the next. And that's fine because it's week by week. So of course, if you get more miles and your pay per mile, if the two of them combined exceed that $1,000, you're going to get the better of the two. So either way, Decker is looking out for you to make sure that you've got money coming in on a regular basis.
Well, here's the way, and like you said, it's there to cover let's say we got weather situations coming because winter's about to here. We've got shipper situations or receiver situations where you could get hung up on a load, unfortunately, or maybe a claim or something that you get held up on and it costs you another load or something, or breakdown, something like that. It's there to cover you for those times. If you let's say you only ran, you had an issue at a receiver and it cost you a trip or something. And so you only gross $900 for the week. Well, guess what? We're going to throw in $100 to get you that $1,000. Now the next week you may had a outstanding week and you grossed $1,500. Well, guess what? You grossed $1,500. You made $1,500. We're not penalizing you for the good weeks. We're just helping you out during the bad times, which unfortunately in this industry, they happen. We can't predict truck breakdowns. We can't predict shipper issues, stuff like that. It's especially in COVID. This is a weird time.
That it is. And, a lot of guys were holding off on taking home time. With COVID, that's a totally different instance, but a lot of guys were holding off on taking home time just because they thought they needed to get those miles in, or they weren't going to have a paycheck if they didn't. Well, if you're available for dispatch and there is no mileage requirement per se in this $1,000 guarantee, but there is being available for dispatch. So it's our job to make sure that you're getting those miles and to try and help you exceed that $1,000 each and every week. But you can take the home time. So it gives you a better balance of home time and pay and just being available. It's just a better balance for your home life.
When they decided to come out with this program, I knew I've been actually fighting and advocating for this, something along this line for a lot of years, because like you said, you hit the nail on the head. Drivers want predictability. The wife or girlfriend or whoever it is at home, they want to be able to try to have some semblance of a steady paycheck. A steady paycheck is the biggest reason that drivers stay or go. If the wife or somebody at home can't pay their bills, they can't do it with regularity, they're not going to be around for very long. They're not going to be happy. A non-happy driver is not going to be around for very long.
Agreed. And why would they? You're working. All of us, the number of hours in a year in our life that we work, we need to be able to find some joy in it and enjoy what we're doing and be happy doing it.
When I come off the road, everybody says I don't drive as much as I used to, but it is a big change from when I was a driver. And I made very good money as an owner-operator here, very good money. I took a heck of a pay cut to come in here, but I got a steady paycheck every week. And that's what drivers are really looking for. They're also looking for a company that cares for them. God, do we try and just bend over backwards and try to take care of our drivers. A lot of drivers don't see it. They don't get it. But trust me, everybody here, I know, Don knows, everybody knows, we try to bend over backwards to help drivers.
Mm-hmm. Doing the social media, the Facebook and LinkedIn and everything, just with some of the drivers reaching out to me, even just by phone, because they know they can just call and if they need to vent, they can vent. If they want to sing praises, they can, give the praises. But it's really reassuring when upper management, when Ken and Brad and Michael and all of those will call me and say, hey, you know what? If you have concerns, make sure that everybody knows that we have an open door policy. They can come and talk to me about it. They've got the support. Our drivers have the support. Whether they know it or not, the support is here, and we want to make sure that your concerns are being heard, whether you're anonymous or you want your name out there.
And I wanted to give a shout out to Berta Barnett. She actually sent us an email here a little while ago wanting to thank Don for doing all he has done for us and her, and just wanted her to know that we got the email. Trust me, Don is very thankful for that, and we're more thankful for you guys for just doing what you do, because we got to have, and the drivers are the utmost important, but every employee here at Decker Truck Line is important. I don't care if it's the mechanics, they're cleaning up the shops, I don't care what they're everybody here is a team and they're important. We all have to work together. If we can't work together, this whole thing will just fall apart.
Mm-hmm. Agreed. A well-oiled machine.
Yes.
Together.
Yes. Sometimes we use 3-in-1 oil. Sometimes we use 15W40. So it depends how much squeaky we got. Is there anything else you'd like to talk about? Anything you'd like to add, Jesse?
No, I guess, if you have somebody that you're wondering if they qualify, just reach out to the recruiting department, and either through the Transpo app or by phone, 888-668-0698. We are there to answer questions. I know the qualifications are usually the number one question that we're asked. Flatbed does require 9 months of flatbed, 9 months of experience period, but it does need to be flatbed specific, and I think that's one of the main questions I get asked out there.
What about overall experience, it's 9 months period, isn't it, for any driver?
Yeah. Yep. Requires 9 months. It just has to be flatbed specific for our flatbed division.
Well, thank you, Jesse, and keep up the great job on the social media. I try to tune in at 4:00 just to hear what you got to say, but keep up the great job, and we'll talk to you later.
All right. Sounds great. Thanks, you guys.
Thanks, Jesse.
Bye-bye.
As always, thank you for listening to Inside the Triangle. Don't forget to subscribe to us on whatever platform you're listening on. That way you will know when the new episodes drop. And remember, submit your questions to podcast@deckermail.com, and you could be featured on one of our upcoming episodes. The best way to do this is to create a voice memo on your smartphone, record your question, and email it to podcast@deckermail.com. Once again, thank you for listening. Stay driven to be the best.